Two poles down, one left. Can Izako keep themselves standing is something we have to see put to the test. They were able to take down a AGO earlier on, but let's see whether or not they can do the same to the Frenchman. A feat that's significantly harder, especially with the form that we've seen Vitality displaying on Cash. I've got Tom with me. He's not left yet. We were kind of hoping he would have, but you know what? It's okay. At the
That's
very
just
least,
you.
he knows how to pronounce some names that I don't. Let's get into the game.
Do I? I was just going to make them up as I go along, but let's. I'm going for the fact that Patatek, it has to just be said Pat because it makes me feel happy calling him Pat. And yeah, other than that, I'm in for a learning experience. I've definitely seen Tesek play before, but other than that, this is a whole new sort of scenario for me. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they've got. And I imagine Vitality probably don't have anything to say about them either. So maybe there's a chance that they could upset just based on being a bit of an unknown entity within the ESCA MDL. But look at this aggression. The CT side clearly feeling very confident. They pushed all the way through B, and they've been met by Neeks. But he's going to be down within the first few seconds, and the CTs are continuing their push. They're looking for Norok next. Actually, he's going to manage one, but it's still just the trades. The bomb is going to be going down in the meantime as Alex looks to try and hold on the other side of the map, but it isn't to be. Well, now we look for the after plant position. Now, they do have a bit of smoke and a kit, but they've also lost Zywoo.
2 versus 3, and Izako look like they've done their research. They were expecting that push, and now Alex is alone on the A site. Can he find the bomb? And more importantly, can he find the 3 kills he needs? It seems like that might be a resounding no. Patatek, though, that's a nice one to finish. That's a nice one to start things off with, but unfortunately Alex does comp a bit of damage, 41 HP on him. Not too many bullets to work with as well. The second he goes to the reload is when they start to peek out, and Matty overwhelms him. Vitality end up losing out the pistol round, and Izako, well, like I said, it seems like they've done their research. Vitality running the exact same strategy on Cash as they did versus Virtus Pro. And Izako, well, they're learning from the big brother pole.
Well, not going to be much invested here for Vitality. We actually saw more of an investment come in last time on the CT side where they forced up, but not going to be doing that this time. And just going to stack on towards this B site where the T's do look to be probing, at least for now. Norok going to be overwhelmed eventually, but the trades will come in from Neeks. And the CT side managing just one thus far, and the bomb already going to be rotating back towards this A site. MBK will be waiting towards the site, but again, only got a USP. Can't really expect too much from him in this scenario, and you can see the T's just going to be looking to clear out this site. He at least manages to hit a dink and gives Alex a chance, but although he does damage, it's not going to be the kill. So 2-0 for Izako. And well, now we see the purchase come in. But as said, no AWP, not even a huge amount of utility going to be available for Team Vitality. It's mainly, or is it going to be all? Can we get all AUGs? No, MBK had to ruin it.
The good thing for Izako, of course, over there is that they save those 4 rifles that they bought up into this round. So if they win this one, then you're looking at a very stacked money very early on. Now, of course, that's always a big if, but with the way things are looking, Zywoo doesn't have a chance to be boosted up and try and go for the wraparound that we've seen him take in past days. NBK, positioned nicely, has to be the linchpin of this A site. Now, there is some presence to help him out from highway, but that's going to be a bit too late. NBK is down. Patatek to do the honors, and now they start moving through. Alex needs to be smoked off, but Apex is the man who's doing all the damage. That smoke comes way too late, and that's going to be a 4 versus 2. Narot and Neeksik, both of them moving through. Narot finds the man wrapping around. Narot now moving through, doesn't realize, but Alex is right around the corner, and well, Apex, he's managed to get all the kills in the world.
Yeah, he actually got that second to last one through the smoke. So, yeah, a little bit of luck again, and that will open things up for Vitality. And yeah, just a fantastic hold from him, but a big mistake, as you mentioned, coming out from Izako. That smoke way too late gives him those opening kills onto the site. And I really want to see like a full AUG buy, so I can say that this fight is orgful.
Do you see how bad he is at this? He's so bad, he has to shoehorn things in even when they're not there.
Yeah.
This is what we have to deal with. Neeksik, though, he's got himself a man with a gun to deal with, and right now I take that over Tom any day of the week. Apex, though, he managed to take that off Narot's head. Narot, you are RPK, make sure that the French aren't done yet. Apex still coming in strong. They've found 3 kills, and well, that isn't the best of ways to keep things going. 2 versus 3 as Maddie has managed to get himself away. The bomb will be reconvening with Patatek soon enough, and then the question comes in, Vitality, are they going to be stacking a site? And it seems like the answer is going to be no, so you might end up having multiple 2v1s or even a 2 versus 2. Very doable for Izako. 50 seconds on the clock is the only major bottleneck that they have to deal with. As I say that, though, there's another big bottleneck, and his name is Zaiwu. Alex, though, finds himself once again. Patatek even had a smoke.
Ooh. That's a
sweet.
nice shot from Maddie.
That is very nice.
Peeks in,
You know,
guarantees a bomb plant.
Maddie's
something at
this.
least.
Maddie's got this. Maddie's peeking through. And Maddie's down. Oh well. Still though, I mean, again, you see them not smoking off highway. That was the player with the smoke as well. You know, you'd think they would have learned.
T-side, at least get a bomb plant, but all they can really hope to purchase into this round is going to be a few pistols, and other than that, oh, go on, MBK, do it. Oh, see, I wanted to say I hate him, but I don't. Nathan's lovely. Spoke to him a bit at the minors, and genuinely, for someone of like his caliber and of how like famous he is within the CS scene, probably one of the most down-to-earth people you ever meet. But yeah, this round, just a few pistols. Not much invested. Utility. Neeks. Oh, there you go. Tesek matches it. A lovely Deeg. And actually, there's another one coming in across the map. This round's becoming a little bit costly for the CT side as Vitality lose themselves a couple of players. And this is getting from bad to worse. Zaiwu caught out in middle. The same sort of plays he was trying to make and succeeding versus AGO. Not quite working out versus Izako so far, and now it's left all onto Alex and of course MBK, but Alex is going probing in towards middle, and the push in the meantime is going to be coming in on the other side of the map. We'll be able to watch over towards the door, and this time the smoke does go down, but what can he do with the nade? Right over the top, dunks onto a couple of players, at least tags them that a little bit lower. The question is, do they actually go for this? Now looking at the HP, looking from our perspective, you'd say yes, no armor, 3 players low, at the same time, a 2v4.
It seems like they do want to go for it, and you know, who can blame them? They don't have money, and NBK with that one great game can actually now guarantee himself a few more kills, and suddenly this 2v4 is looking a lot more doable as NBK, the lovely man himself, is able to get 3 quick ones. Techek did make the round a little bit more spicy. That Deagle coming through with 2 kills. Neeksik as well. Not really shying away from some damage, some blood spilled, but unfortunately, Vitality's got the main man himself. They've got the natural born killer, and NBK lives up to his name.
Yeah, important kills and slightly worrying if you're looking at Vitality in that round, because that was only some pistols invested, and now both teams sit with reduced cash going into the next round at least. For now, we do have the 4x onto either side, and T's have been pretty damn good at getting that bomb down, so we'll see if they can do it once again. And MBK once more is alone. That seems to be quite a common tactic at the moment, him being an anchor of this A site and the rest of the team playing more of a retake strategy if necessary. Instead, we've got 2 players looking to push up a little bit more aggressively on towards this B site. The problem being, though, MBK is going to be alone as the push comes in. Already finds the dink. Alex has rotated in time, and he's just managing to survive, doing more and more damage onto these T players. However, Alex will go down without much more, and the 3v3 will ensue.
Watch out for Zai, who's coming in from behind. Now, Squeaky's going to be his point of entry, it seems like, but at the same time, you have to be wary of Apex and RPK, who are coming in from the truck. And RPK, well, he's looking to get lucky, but Zai Wu, well, he himself was a little bit of a jackpot himself as he finds 2 And it will be 4 for Vitality. They keep the AWP moving forward as well. And ZywOo, I mean, playing that aggressive angle, this is something we saw versus Virtus.pro as well. When he goes underneath that boost, there's so many different options for him to work with. Sometimes Alex comes up, boosts him over. Sometimes he just pushes out of garage, tries to go for a wraparound. And that's probably the reason why we're seeing him not really being the primary wielder of the AWP on the CT side for Vitality. Because they're recognizing that, you know what, this boy is fragging out of control. Let's give him the ability to rotate as much as humanly possible. And he's making it work. Coming in from behind with a flank like that, completely unexpected, squeaky. He's able to find things, and he makes it work down to a T.
Well, the first 2 kills he's actually got in this game so far. A little bit of a quieter start than what we saw with the what I believe was like a pistol triple K when they played on this map earlier in the day versus AGO. But obviously, he's got to start somewhere. A little bit of damage done early, and he's got to be careful because there's still players waiting around the angle to catch him. Instead, it's actually going to be Apex with the peak, who's caught out by Norok. The only question is do they actually know that Zai was there? And RPK lets off a shell and shuts down Neeks right back into a 4v4. Seconds gone. MBK a little bit more aggressive in towards A main as well. Actually, right in the corner. It's not an angle you normally see from players in this spot. It's normally either right over by the lockers or a little bit further back. So once again, though, aggression being punished. RPK around the corner, but it's Alex to trade things back. But again, in turn, the T's return and leave it into this 2v2. The bomb actually dropped. 25 seconds left on the clock. They actually need to get their move on. Instead, they push into MBK, and it's that same scenario we saw with Alex. The bomb's up in the vent. The face comes in from Nora, and although it's close, it's still Vitality getting a 5th onto the board.
That one grenade from RPK into Sunroom was really nice because when Apex goes down, they recognize that probably the man's going to watch out for a peek to come through from checkers. So RPK, he boosts himself up onto the little triple box where you can jump up and try to go for the phase headshot. And then he just trucks over a nade, easy pickings, and that one player was down to 7 HP courtesy of a in-long duel with Apex. Does get taken down. So lovely to see that one, but Vitality... Now this time a little bit luckier, as last game it was, of course, the shoe was in the other foot. Alex was the one who, like you said, couldn't get the bomb up in vents. This time Izako do get taken down by NBK. Nice crossfire as well down to mid, where NBK and Alex were both able to come in 1 by 1, while Izako was taking the peek over towards mid. Now ZywOo does block that smoke in mid. That gives him a little bit more space to work with, so ZywOo is looking to get more aggressive this time around. Could see another wraparound being possible.
Again, another closer round. Like, this definitely doesn't look like a team that has won 5 rounds in a row when you look on the Vitality economy. Instead, it's looking like another faster play. ZywOo gets the opener, but takes a lot of damage in return. MBK trying to find the man on the cross. Instead, he snuck through into his own position and manages to do damage once more. Although all of these players are low, is there anything Neeks can do? He's managed to find a quick double. Peek out from Apex, though, is enough. A 6th round on the board, and although a lot of low players, it's still cleaner for the CT side. And I feel like Izako, they need to get themselves on the board quickly, otherwise we could be seeing more of a repeat of Mirage rather than the closer series we saw versus AGO.
Izako, not AGO, rather. Izako. Going for a straightforward CZ plus Kevlar buy. Nothing too exciting so far, but let's see whether or not they can get something done. Now, nade being chucked into them. Some decent damage, but the question is, can RPK step up and do more? He's got himself a chance, but he's not really using it to the best. ZywOo ends up being the man to find 3 kills rather. And nicely done again, padding up some stats, really starting to pick up the pace. And ZywOo, this is where you don't want him to be the one fragging out of control. Izako right now, 7-2 might seem like a daunting scoreline, but once ZywOo comes alive, well, then things become even scarier. And now, Tom, you can go ahead, you can say it.
It's not, though. They've still got an AWP.
It's close enough, Tom.
No, the other one was just as close. It's got to be 5.
Tom, it's a scope.
It's just like when you get 5 Famises, you've got to call it a family.
Zaiwu is being attacked from behind, which is how I feel when Tom says things like that. Well, Zaiwu finds Patitech, won't let the smoke, won't let the Molotov be what ends up taking him down. He wants to be the one to finish him off. And well, it's a nice little pickup for them. Matty, though, aggressive as always, very quickly, Ferrari peeking out, takes down RPK, and then BK on the other side. Will be waiting for the slow peek forward. Nora, not quite as successful as Matty, though, and brings things into a 2 versus 4. Matty and Neeksik, once again, against all odds.
I'm really interested in the idea of playing boost with an AWP. I just think that's weird, because the one big problem, firstly, is you have to scope, which, well, obviously you don't have to, but most of the time you do, which gives away the spot. And secondly, it's like, it's more of a spray and pray. And by the looks of it, a little bit lucky not to get caught out, because I was still up there. I imagine his opponent should know. Neek still waits around the angle. The problem is he doesn't have it, and no, never mind. Absolutely clueless. So, yeah, 8 and 2. Interesting strategy, but I suppose in the end it works out. Now, T-Time, I have a question for you. If
Please
the
don't.
plural of goose is
Please
geese,
don't.
is the plural of Zeus Zeus?
Izako Boars will be going for another quasi-buy. They're wanting to stick to their money, staying above $2,000, which is about the amount of money I need to get a gun to shoot myself when Tom's done with casting. But you know what? Let's keep moving on. Let's keep moving forward and hope that all of the worst is behind us. NBK, though, the worst seems to be in front of him, but he's dealing with it pretty damn well. Alex able to get 2 as well, and now it's a 5 versus 2. Teshek and Nisik, both of them will be able to get the bomb plant down at the very least. So small victories for the Poles, but you know what? The Poles haven't been getting very many victories tonight, as Alex will be making sure that this victory is one step further away. Finds himself 4 kills that round, and will be able to get that defuse.
Yeah, at least getting the bomb down will give them a fair amount of extra money going into the future rounds. But again, it's looking like another dominant performance from Team Vitality. And now they even aren't close rounds, which is the more worrying prospect. We've seen like earlier on when it was like 5-6-2, like although that sort of situation looked bleak, they were still closer rounds. Like the money wasn't ludicrous for Team Vitality. They didn't even have a strong sort of rebuy situation if things went wrong. But the fact is, in this scenario, they do. And while already lots of utility damage, Zaiwu even going for a little bit more aggression. He's lost his teammate, but obviously wants a little bit more and finds a double a third even through the smoke as well. And this round is looking put to bed just based off one man's shoulders. However, Neeks manages to catch out Apex. And this actually opens up the B side. It's going to be the peek in from RPK, and he'll meet his doom as well. The T's have managed to turn this round back on its head, and both players sneaking back in through the vents. Almost catching the man planting the bomb, but he will just be able to escape. And the fact is, I'm more worried about this sort of CT position at the moment, but the bomb's not even going down. Neeks is going to have to push back in, and now MPK gets a double as well. Both players low, both within inches of death. But the fact is, Vitality still have the round.
Did your voice cut out or did mine?
I don't know.
One of our voice. Okay, I think my voice cut out. Anyway, what a ridiculous round that was from Zaiwu. I mean, he starts off with some good utility damage, and he leads up, gets aggressive, realizing the amount of damage he's done, gets the first one on the boost while the second's dropping down to the pipes, finishes off the second, swings around, shoots into the smoke, and says, you know what, I'm not done yet. I'm gonna get a third completely blind. That is absurd.
Tease.
Somebody stop this man.
Looking to go for a faster play once again in towards this A site. Well, they've already been caught back by a little bit of utility. MBK going to be there to kick things off, but misses the second shot. And well, Alex is going to be overwhelmed once again on this A site. RPK looking to try and sneak his way through this smoke. Just over the top. The electric box will be able to spot out one, but can't quite do the damage needed. And we're again looking towards this rotator. of Zywoo trying to sneak back in from behind. Molotov will at least be able to clear out Tesek and even burn him to a crisp in the end. The fact is, though, the clock has been ticking for quite a long time. However, they're still finding the kills, picking them off one by one. The 2v4 looking possible as it's left all on to Pat. And well, unfortunately, he's going to end up as the one in a pineapple under the sea.
That was such a difficult peak to deal with from Zywoo as well, because it wasn't a pre-fire. When he peeks out from A main towards quad, maybe that's a bit of peeker's advantage in online CS coming into play, but Izako, they were perfectly positioned to shut down Zywoo. They should have been able to get that first kill, but after Zywoo finishes off the first player in quad, he immediately swings out wide towards forklift. He doesn't hesitate whatsoever, because if he had, that would have been a refrag instantaneously. And that's what's great to see. His presence in clutch rounds, his just generally, he knows exactly what to do. He knows exactly where the players are. He knows what speed he needs to go at. This is the makings of a generational player, potentially.
Well,
Matty right now, he's been strong early in. Another good entry to start things off. Alex does end up going down, and that should be the bomb rotating over towards A.
Yeah, this round, a much more difficult scenario for the CTs. Apex just lurking around the edge of the smoke. Can't quite hit the shot, and that should be round over. At least another onto the board for the Ts, unless, again, there can be a hero. RPK will at least manage a single frag, but he's so low on HP, you almost have to wonder if they're going to try and hold on to these. The fact is, though, money's not really an issue. Penultimate round of the half, you expect them to go for something here, and Zywoo is looking to try and push back in, however, left completely blind by a floating flash. The man is not phased at all. He's just waiting patiently, maybe even just for exits. It's not going to happen, though. Tesek closes out one. Neeks is there with the second. 11-3. It's taken 11 rounds for Izako to get back on the board. A long streak from Team Vitality. And, of course, they're going to have plenty of money to buy back into this final round of the half.
I mean, if there's any time when you start getting, you know, a little bit more spirit in you, a little bit more zest, then it's got to be about now. Izako making it to 3, giving themselves a chance with 4, and that's where, you know, with a pistol round, 11-6, you're talking. That's doable. It's definitely doable now. Matty, he's been instrumental so far in the rounds that they've looked like they had a chance, but RPK almost getting an ace over there, 4 kills. And that will be a 5th from Apex to finish things off, and it seems like I can't even get started before RPK, their tank, starts shooting people down.
Well, a troublesome position, to say the least. Again, we sort of look at a spot where a pistol win, well, it's not quite as bad as in the previous map versus VP, but it pretty much puts the game to bed. They'll have an extra chance, of course, to get themselves a bye, but we need to see Izako Boars winning this pistol round if they're going to have any hope in this match. And by the looks of things, Team Vitality are just walking through all of these teams in this Mountain Dew League so far, of course, hoping to get themselves towards that Pro League spot. But that's a long, long way away. This is only their 3rd game of today and of the whole season, getting them all done in one go. And finishing off all the Polish opposition by the looks of things. Either way, Izako Boars, this is pretty much their lifeline. Of course, it won't be done after this pistol, but I think they need it even just as a confidence booster, as a money booster to get themselves rolling on this CT side.
They need a lot of boost right now in Izako to get themselves rolling, though. It's problematic. NBK, P250, a flashbang, a smoke, pretty straightforward from him. Remember those days back when you used to have the raid boss build with the Tech 9 and armor? I miss those days.
I don't. They were horrible.
I love them. I absolutely loved them. It was great to see just Olaf jumping into a site with the Tech 9 and armor. Good days. Fnatic days. Oh well. 12-3 though, and these are not those days, but these are still pretty damn good days because we've got ourselves a Vitality that is absolutely steamrolling. So, a minute left on the clock, and they continue this streak of destruction. We'll have to wait to see. Vitality setting up for a very slow take, probably of the A side. They've got themselves Alex right now. They're hoping that someone gets aggressive towards A main, the same way that happened versus Virtus Pro, but now they're forced to concede and they will be moving through with NBK. NBK isn't going to make the same mistake that Izako did time and time again. He's going to smoke off highway and now they start making their way downtown. Techek needs to find Alex in Squeaky, but he's too worried about someone coming up highway, and someone is coming up highway, but a lot later than he thought. Patitek, now he's the only man still on the side and he has been decapitated. Matty from downtown trying to do what he can, but what he can might not be enough because Alex from the other side comes through with a quick one of his own. Neeksik left alone versus 3. What can he do? Well, it seems like starting things off strong brings it back to a 1v2, but the bomb is down and he doesn't have a kit. NBK on the side moves through. Great shot, looking for 3, and he's got the job done. Neeksik will be able to clutch it out. Izako Boars will be giving him a pat on the back as Vitality are scratching their heads wondering what just happened.
Yeah, I think that's like obviously props to Neeksik, but I think a lot of that comes down to sheer overconfidence from Vitality. We see them in that 4v2 taking fights versus Car, and each player looking to individually fight against the last man of Neeks. And well, realistically, could have just sat back and won the round. But hey ho, it's good that they're feeling confident and they're going to go straight back in with a rebuy. 3 rifles in alongside an SMG and a trusty Deeg for Zaiwu, up against the 4 Famai and single AUG. So definitely still a lot to do and not much utility at all for this CT side. In fact, I'm going to go and try and get themselves into the boost position, use this very early on in their CT half, try and get themselves something extra.
Vitality have to make sure they don't end up biting off a little bit extra themselves, as they have to come to terms with the fact that Izako is putting up more of his fight than they perhaps expected moving to the second half. But right now, Vitality themselves have got a reasonable buy off the back of that bomb plant plus 4 kills. They're not out of it yet, and Patitek, a lot of it will be coming down to him. He's been boosted up, proud, but RPK's found one. Second, Apex knows exactly where he is. That's the famous entries that he's known for. And well, Apex keeps on going. He's got himself 2, and that will put things in their favor. 3v2, Neeksik, the man of the hour, the man of the previous round, has to step up again in a 2 versus 3. He's moving through. Knows there's players on the other side behind quad, but no utility to try and flush them out. Neeksik can't even use that flashbang. He's inching forward. There's a player inside Squeaky, but he might not be able to catch him out in time. Narot coming in from A main. Neeksik has to keep on going through. Narot found one, but they don't realize there's another right behind, and Alex will be able to finish things off.
Yeah, crucial round for Izako there, as now the money's going to be absolutely ruined. The force buy is successful from Team Vitality, and well, that pistol round is all but forgotten. Now the CTs have to try and pull off a miracle of their own, but with far less weaponry in their holsters. A single scout alongside pistols, and even less utility than last time. And I think that was definitely the sort of problem they had when coming into that retake, was no incendiary to try and force players out of quad, and so many positions left unchecked available. Either way, though, Matty has kicked things off with a scout tag, at least onto MBK, and gives a little bit of an opening for this CT side. However, RPK, patient for any sort of aggression over towards B, will gain the first opener of the round.
Forgot to use push to dock. Patitek moves through. Alex is down. 4v4. Vitality. Well, honestly, Vitality is still in a tricky situation now that Neeksik has done that one more kill. NBK does take him down in response. The B side should be easy pickings, especially with another casualty in the form of Matty. Now, Techek coming in from behind, and Patitek is still there as well. Bomb will be going down. Techek, can he find this kill? He picks up the AK, but it's the wrong time to do that. Zaiwu will be able to capitalize and finish things off with 3 kills off his own. 14-4 Vitality have put Izako at a point where match point seems to be guaranteed.
Again, we sort of spoke about this in the previous match, the catch 22, the situation that you never want to be in as a CT side of, do we go for these sort of risky force buys, try and make it work with the pistols, or do we just eco, let our opponents hit 15 and then buy in with what will still be a vulnerable buy? Most of the teams today have been taking the safer route. They want to at least get a buy over on their CT side, but the fact is, going to try and do some damage here, and they have managed to at least catch off Apex. But in the meantime, a quick push already in from RPK onto the B site will make things very difficult indeed to try and get anything done. They have found an AK, which, well, definitely won't go amiss going into the next.
So yeah, check moving through, but Zaiwu stops him in his tracks. 14 will soon turn to 15 as Niexik is the last one to be taken down. 15 to 4, Vitality. Well, they're looking unstoppable.
Well, this is it. Last ditch effort. The CT sides have themselves a purchase, but as said, there's some limitations. No incendiaries, no kit, not even head armor on a couple of players. Not that that should make too much of a difference other than the AUG. But even then, it's not going to make much of a problem. Nade into the corner, though. And the Molotov. This is very difficult for Izako Boars. Zayu gets that opener, and now it's left onto Neeks. He's down as well. And this is just openers all over the site. It's only Alex to lose his duel. The rest of them have taken over. And Apex, he's not done. They have the B site. He could just go get the bomb, go plant it. But the fact is, he doesn't want to waste the time of picking it up. It's left on Pat. And Pat will be posted. It is done and dusted, as is the evening, as Vitality with a trifecta of victories. And, well, to be honest, they made that one look very easy indeed.
And I mean, what a way to do it as well. Time and time again, just over the Polish teams. They took them all out one by one. The only one they weren't able to do so was, of course, Kingwin, who, of course, is playing up in the ESL Pro League. But give them enough time, and I'm sure Vitality will be able to dethrone that particular roster as well. Tom, any parting words for tonight? Anything else you want to say that makes the viewers be reminded of why they should have left earlier?
They probably already have, but no, I would just say just watch out for Vitality. I think that their game versus Valiant sort of later in the season is going to be incredible. So I think whenever that is, I want to make sure I'm around. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys for watching Vitality destroy all of the Polish teams.
And with that little bow to end up this gift that we've given to you, let's finish things off. Tea time, Tomba is signing off. Thank you all for tuning in. Remember, we tune in. We have these broadcasts pretty much every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, as long as the scheduling does work out well. With the minor, things weren't looking too good for the past few weeks, but hopefully things will be back on track. So stay tuned, keep tuning in, and remember, this is the Mountain Dew League. We're signing off.